Have you ever wondered why someone comes back after months or even years of complete silence? The confusion, the mixed emotions, the unanswered questions. It's something we've all faced. You think you've moved on, only for them to suddenly reach out. But why? Is it love, regret, or is there something deeper at play? In today's world, relationships are more complicated than ever, but there's always one thing that stays true. When someone comes back after no contact, there's always a reason. And in this video, we're going to break down some of the most powerful reasons why people return, from emotional clarity to their deepest fears. But what does it really mean for your own relationship journey? Let's explore that. At Powerful Stoic Way, we dive into the psychology of human behavior and relationships, using timeless Stoic principles to understand what motivates us. And trust me, understanding why people return can give you profound insight into not just your past relationships, but your personal growth as well. If you've ever had someone come back into your life, I'm sure you've asked yourself, why now? Is it genuine, or are they simply filling a void? We're going to unpack that, step by step. But before we dive deeper, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Powerful Stoic Way community, where we explore life's biggest questions and learn how to navigate them with strength, wisdom, and clarity. Stay tuned and let's get into it. Number 1. Emotional clarity and reflection. When a relationship ends, emotions can be overwhelming and cloud judgment. In the heat of the moment, both individuals may not be able to fully process their feelings or see the situation from a clear perspective. This is where the period of no contact becomes vital. During this time, away from the emotional intensity of the relationship, both parties can reflect on their behavior, their needs, and their values. Time apart gives the mind a chance to heal, and the heart a chance to grow. They may realize things they had taken for granted while you were together. For example, they could come to understand how much you supported them, how your presence brought peace, or how the relationship challenged them to be better. What initially seemed like a conflict may now appear as a misunderstanding. A period of reflection can also offer an opportunity for personal growth, which gives someone the clarity to approach the relationship with a renewed perspective. Often, people don't recognize the value of their partner until they're no longer around to offer support, love, and companionship. With the space from you, they might begin to see that the absence of your presence has left a gap in their life, making them realize what they had and how important it was. This emotional clarity can help them identify what they need to work on, whether it's communication, emotional vulnerability, or trust. The clarity gained during no contact helps them evaluate if coming back together is something they truly want and are ready for. Have you ever experienced a situation where time apart helped you reflect on the relationship in a new light? What were some key realizations you had during that time? Share with us in the comments below. Number 2. The fear of losing you. It's natural for people to take relationships for granted, but when someone goes silent, it can spark a deep realization of how much they could potentially lose. The fear of losing a partner forever often triggers something deep within us. The realization that what we had may not be easily found again. After a period of no contact, the person may experience a surge of emotions that awaken their feelings of attachment and affection, leading them to fear they've lost you for good. When you realize that you might lose someone forever, your heart suddenly sees them differently. It's in this moment of fear that the desire to make things right often arises. The absence of the other person creates an emotional void that becomes impossible to ignore. It's not just about love. It's about realizing that the comfort, companionship, and intimacy that they took for granted are no longer within reach. It's about knowing that the connection you shared is special and rare, something that can't easily be replaced. This fear often manifests as an emotional jolt, an epiphany that they may never find someone like you again. Suddenly, the unresolved arguments or disagreements don't seem as important. What becomes crucial is reconnecting before it's too late. In some cases, the fear of losing you forever may also motivate them to grow and change. They may realize that they need to step up and put in more effort if they want to make the relationship work this time. Have you ever feared losing someone after time apart, only to realize how important they were to you? How did it change your perspective on the relationship? Let's talk about it in the comments. Number 3. Unfinished emotional business relationships are filled with moments that need closure, and many times those moments are left unresolved. Whether it's an argument that escalated quickly, words left unsaid, or emotions left unchecked, the no-contact period can allow both parties to revisit those unresolved issues in their own minds. During this time, people often realize that the relationship cannot truly end without resolving emotional matters. Without closure, the past will forever linger like a shadow, holding you back. Someone may return because they feel like there is unfinished business, something left in the air that has never been fully understood or communicated. They may have left the relationship not because they didn't care, but because they couldn't express their feelings in the moment or didn't know how to deal with the emotional turbulence. The silence gives them a chance to process, think about what was left unsaid, and prepare themselves to have those difficult conversations. The desire for closure can be so powerful that it motivates them to reach out, not necessarily to rekindle the relationship, but to understand what happened. They may want to know if things could have turned out differently, or they might seek to clear up misunderstandings. The return can be an opportunity to heal old wounds, speak openly, and allow both parties to let go of past grievances. Closure is important, and sometimes it takes time and space to come back with a clear mind and heart. Number 4. Personal growth and change. Sometimes the reason for coming back after no contact is that both individuals have changed. The break might have given them a chance to grow, focus on their goals, or work on personal issues. This personal growth could have been crucial for their emotional well-being and overall maturity. When someone returns after evolving, they might bring with them a healthier version of themselves, making the possibility of rekindling the relationship stronger and more meaningful. People change, and sometimes it's the space between us that allows those changes to happen. Personal growth during a break might include developing more emotional intelligence, learning how to communicate better, or gaining new perspectives on life and relationships. Someone who was previously immature, insecure, or unaware of their partner's needs may return more equipped to be a supportive, thoughtful, and loving partner. Moreover, when both individuals have grown individually, the dynamic of the relationship can shift from one of dependence to one of mutual respect and understanding. The key is that growth has to happen individually before it can happen within the relationship. If both people have taken the time to work on themselves, they're often in a better place to build a healthier, more fulfilling partnership. Number 5. The need for emotional validation. One of the key reasons someone might come back after a period of no contact is due to their need for emotional validation. When a relationship ends, it can feel like a loss of not just a partner, but also the sense of belonging and affirmation that the relationship provided. People need to feel valued, loved, and important, especially in moments when they feel uncertain or insecure about themselves. The no-contact period can create a feeling of emotional emptiness, and sometimes people return to feel that sense of validation once again. People seek validation because, in a world full of doubts, they need something to reassure them of their worth. After time apart, someone may feel like they've been left in emotional limbo. They might feel like they've been forgotten, or worse, that they are no longer significant in your life. When they come back, it's often not about the relationship itself, but more about reconnecting with the emotional comfort and security they once felt. This is especially true for those who may be going through personal struggles or emotional turmoil during the break. The absence of emotional affirmation can lead someone to feel isolated and unsure of their worth, which drives them to seek validation from the very person who once gave them this sense of security. They might not have truly processed the breakup, but are instead looking for reassurance that they are still loved, wanted, or needed. However, it's important to be cautious in these situations. When someone returns seeking validation, it can indicate an emotional dependency or a fear of being alone, rather than a desire for a healthy, mutually fulfilling relationship. The return may be more about them feeling lonely or unsure about themselves, rather than genuinely wanting to rebuild the partnership. If you're on the receiving end of this return, it's important to ask yourself if the person's intentions are aligned with your own emotional needs. Are they coming back because they genuinely want to grow with you, or is it about them temporarily filling an emotional void? Have you ever experienced someone returning for validation only to realize they weren't truly ready for a meaningful reconnection? How did it impact the relationship in the long term? Let's dive into the conversation in the comments. Number 6. Curiosity about your new life. Curiosity can also be a significant motivator for someone to come back after no contact. When people break up or go silent, both parties begin to experience life without the other person. There's a natural curiosity about what the other person is doing. Have they moved on? Are they seeing someone new? How has their life changed? This curiosity can lead someone to reach out, especially if they haven't fully detached from the emotional connection they shared with you. They might feel compelled to check in and see how your life has unfolded since the break. Curiosity is often the bridge that reconnects us with the past, but understanding is what makes the future possible. This curiosity can be a double-edged sword. While it may start as a harmless check-in, it can evolve into deeper emotions as the person realizes how much they still care, or how different things are now. Sometimes the curiosity is purely out of interest. What have you been up to? Who are you spending time with? And how have you changed? They might return hoping to rekindle a friendship or to re-establish a connection based on the memories they shared with you. However, this curiosity can sometimes be rooted in nostalgia or fear of missing out, FOMO. The person might want to reconnect simply to see if they can still be a part of your life, if you've moved on or found happiness without them. It might stir up feelings of regret or insecurity, prompting them to re-enter your world. They may feel threatened by the idea that you have found a life without them, which can ignite a desire to reassert their place in your life, even if it's only to gauge where they stand. It's essential to understand whether the curiosity is healthy or if it's more about unresolved feelings or wanting to fulfill personal emotional needs. A simple check-in can quickly turn into more if both parties aren't clear about their intentions. It's important to ask yourself, do they genuinely care about me as a person, or are they just curious about how I'm moving on? In the end, curiosity can act as an initial spark that ignites the desire to reconnect, But it's the emotional maturity and openness to understanding each other's growth that will ultimately determine whether the reconnection will be fruitful. Number 7. The fear of repeating past mistakes. Another reason someone might come back after no contact is a fear of repeating past mistakes. People often make choices during a relationship that they regret, whether it's breaking up too soon, not communicating properly, or not valuing their partner enough. These mistakes can weigh heavily on someone's conscience, especially if they realize they let go of something valuable. The most painful lessons in life are often the ones that teach us how to avoid repeating the same mistakes. When someone returns, it can be a sign that they are finally acknowledging their past mistakes and want to make up for them. During the no-contact period, they have had time to reflect on what went wrong. They may have realized that they took you for granted, didn't put enough effort into the relationship, or made rash decisions that they now regret. This self-awareness is often what triggers them to reach out, as they hope to correct their wrongs and rebuild something meaningful with you. Sometimes the desire to fix things doesn't just stem from love. It's also about learning from mistakes. The fear of making the same error in the future can drive someone to come back, but this time with a more mature mindset. They know what they did wrong, and they want to demonstrate that they are capable of doing better. They may also recognize that they have grown personally and that they are now more prepared to offer a healthier, more balanced relationship. In many cases, this fear comes from a genuine desire to repair what was broken and avoid making the same errors again. It's not just about rekindling the relationship. It's about growing from the experience and ensuring the mistakes of the past don't define the future. Number 8. The impact of external opinions. Sometimes it's not just personal reflections or feelings that prompt someone to reach out after a period of no contact. It's the influence of external opinions. This could come from friends, family, or even a shared social circle. When someone close to them suggests that they reconsider the relationship or points out how good the two of you were together, it can spark a change in their thinking. Outside perspectives often open our eyes to things we might not see ourselves. When people are emotionally involved, they may not be able to objectively see the full picture. External opinions can provide a fresh perspective that shifts their view. Maybe their friends or family remind them of the bond you shared, the good times, or the qualities they admired in you. This outside influence can motivate someone to come back, especially if they've been hearing things like, "You were great together," or "You should give them another chance." In some cases, a person may even realize that the decision to let go was influenced by negative opinions from people who didn't fully understand the relationship. When they come back, it could be a sign that they are now viewing things more clearly and making their decision based on their own feelings rather than outside influences. While external opinions can be helpful, it's important to ensure that the decision to reconnect is based on your own feelings and needs, rather than just trying to appease others. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect and personal connection, not just the approval of those around you. Have you ever had someone close to you influence your decision to reconnect with someone? How did their perspective shape your actions? Share your experiences in the comments. Number 9. Unresolved physical or intimate connection. In many relationships, the physical connection plays a key role in emotional bonding. After time apart, someone might return because they miss the physical affection that came with the relationship, whether it's the touch, the closeness, or the shared moments of intimacy. This desire for physical closeness often triggers a longing to reconnect, not just emotionally, but in ways that go beyond words. There are connections that words cannot express, and it's through touch and presence that we truly feel them. The absence of intimate connection, whether it's hugging, kissing, or simply being near someone, can create an emotional void that words alone cannot fill. While emotional separation is one thing, the physical distance can feel particularly isolating. For some, the need for this intimate closeness can become a driving force for returning. The longing for affection and attachment can outweigh any previous conflicts or misunderstandings, and they may feel compelled to reach out to reclaim that part of the relationship. While this is a valid reason for someone to return, it is essential to distinguish whether it's just about physical intimacy or a deeper emotional need. If they return solely for physical reasons, it's important to clarify whether they're genuinely interested in rebuilding the relationship or just seeking comfort without addressing the underlying emotional aspects. In many cases, the return for physical intimacy is a sign that they miss the closeness you shared, but it's important to assess whether both partners are on the same page about what the return means for the future of the relationship. Number 10. The need to heal emotional wounds. Together, for some, the return after no contact is motivated by the need to heal emotional wounds together. During the break, they may have realized that the emotional pain they both experienced during the breakup is something they can't heal alone. They may recognize that the best way to move forward and truly heal is together. Healing is not a solitary journey. Sometimes we need each other to face the pain. When people experience heartbreak, it's common to feel a sense of emotional isolation. They may turn to friends, family, or new experiences to cope. But there's often a lingering feeling that the person they shared those emotions with is the one who can truly understand the pain. This can lead to them returning, hoping to heal together rather than apart. The idea of facing life's challenges without the other person may feel too difficult to bear. Healing together doesn't just mean sharing the pain. It also means rebuilding trust, learning to communicate better, and creating a stronger foundation than before. When both individuals are open to healing together, the relationship can emerge more resilient and stronger than before, with a deeper emotional bond. Reconnecting to heal emotional wounds can be a powerful and transformative experience. However, it requires both parties to be emotionally open and willing to confront past hurts. The goal is to emerge from the healing process with a renewed commitment to each other and a stronger relationship. And there it is, the real truth behind why someone might come back after no contact. It's not just about love or nostalgia. It's about deeper forces at play, emotional needs, personal growth, regret, and, yes, sometimes, the fear of loss. Understanding these motivations gives us the power to take control of our own emotional well-being and relationships. So, the next time someone comes back into your life, ask yourself, why now? Is it because they truly value what you have, or is it something else? And most importantly, do you value yourself enough to make the right choice? Here at Powerful Stoic Way, we believe that every relationship, whether it lasts or fades, teaches us something profound about ourselves. The Stoic mindset reminds us that we can't control others, but we can always control how we respond. So when it comes to someone coming back into your life, don't just react, reflect, evaluate, and move forward with clarity and strength. I want to hear from you. Have you ever had someone return unexpectedly, and how did you handle it? Was it a chance for growth or a test of your own emotional boundaries? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm excited to learn from your experiences. If you found value in today's video, Don't just stop here. Hit that subscribe button and join Powerful Stoic Way, where we dive into powerful topics that help you navigate life's toughest moments with wisdom, resilience, and confidence. We're here to empower you, step by step, to become the best version of yourself. So remember, stay strong, stay true to yourself, and keep walking that stoic path. Your future self will thank you for it.